You're 6 feet under. Dirt is pressing down on you. You can't move your arms. You can't move your legs. You have 90 minutes before you die. But the thing that kills you isn't what you think. Right now, panic is screaming at your brain. Your heart is hammering. You want to claw upward, to thrash, to escape. This is your survival instinct, and it's about to kill you faster than the soil ever could. Because in a buried coffin, in an underground grave, the real enemy isn't suffocation, it's you. Let's walk through your 90 minutes, second by second. At minute 0, you take a breath. The air around you feels thick, cold. The oxygen is there, trapped in the pockets between wooden planks, between tiny spaces your body hasn't consumed yet. Soil is not solid, it's filled with air gaps. A typical cubic meter of Earth contains millions of microscopic channels and pores. This is why you can breathe for the first few minutes, even buried 6 feet down. This is the cruel hope that kills you. Your lungs expand, your diaphragm pulls down. You're breathing, but you're also hyperventilating. Panic does this. Research from Dr. William Sargent at the Institute of Psychiatry found that acute fear triggers a cascade. Adrenaline floods your system. Your heart becomes shallow and rapid. Your oxygen consumption shoots up by 40% before you've even tried to fight your way out. You're burning through your air supply like a sprinter, not a long-distance runner. You've already made your first fatal mistake, and you haven't moved an inch. By minute 3, you're still mostly fine. The oxygen levels haven't dropped dangerously yet, but you've already consumed a third of the usable air around you, and carbon dioxide is beginning to accumulate in the coffin's sealed space. This is where the real threat emerges. Most people think they'll die from lack of oxygen. They're wrong. Dr. Donald Sheldon, a researcher in aviation physiology, demonstrated that the human body can survive for hours with dramatically reduced oxygen levels. A person can stay conscious with oxygen saturation as low as 60%. The real killer in a sealed space isn't the absence of oxygen, it's the buildup of carbon dioxide. Your body produces carbon dioxide with every breath. It's a metabolic waste, and under normal circumstances, you exhale it harmlessly into the atmosphere. But here, in this box, that carbon dioxide has nowhere to go. It accumulates, it rises, it mixes with the remaining air you're about to breathe. At minute 5, carbon dioxide levels in your coffin are already elevated. Your blood pH is dropping. Your brain chemistry is beginning to shift. Carbon dioxide is a potent respiratory drive stimulus, far more powerful than oxygen deprivation. When your body senses rising CO2, it doesn't just trigger a gentle reminder to breathe. It triggers panic, desperation, an irresistible urge to escape. And that urge is about to consume every ounce of your oxygen. By minute 10, if you've been panicking, thrashing, trying to push through the soil and wood above you, your oxygen consumption has tripled. Your muscles are burning through the available air. Your heart is pounding at 140 beats per minute, maybe higher. You're hyperventilating even harder. You've created a vicious cycle. The more you panic, the more oxygen you burn. The more oxygen you burn, the faster carbon dioxide accumulates. The faster CO2 accumulates, the more you panic. This is why people buried alive historically died so quickly. Not because the air ran out, because they destroyed the air through panic-driven hyperventilation. Research from the Journal of Forensic Sciences examined historical burial cases and found a consistent pattern. Individuals who remained calm, who controlled their breathing, who didn't fight the coffin, survived for significantly longer periods. Some cases showed survival extending to 4 or 5 hours, but those who panicked, death came in under 30 minutes. You still have 80 minutes left, but your mind doesn't know that. Your mind only knows that you're trapped, that you can't move, that the weight is crushing you, and that each breath feels thinner than the last. By minute 45, you've entered a critical threshold. Your blood oxygen saturation is beginning to drop. You're not yet in severe hypoxia, but you're approaching it. Your skin feels clammy, your thoughts are moving slowly. You might feel a strange sense of calm or mounting terror. Both are symptoms of the same thing. Your brain's chemistry is deteriorating under the weight of too much carbon dioxide. At this point, your behavior has typically normalized. You've stopped panicking. Your breathing as slowly and deliberately as you can manage. If you were someone who remained composed from the start, who didn't waste oxygen on panic, you're still relatively stable. If you panicked for the first 20 minutes, you're already beginning to suffer the consequences of your early hyperventilation. Minute 65 arrives and you're halfway through your 90-minute window, and you're experiencing something few living people have survived to describe. Your oxygen levels are now critically low. Your blood oxygen saturation has dropped below 70%. Every heartbeat feels like it's struggling. Your thoughts are crystalline, almost meditative in the way that extreme states sometimes become. Some people report seeing light. Others report a strange acceptance. Your carbon dioxide levels are now at concentrations that would cause severe narcosis. You're conscious, but you're not really thinking anymore in any meaningful way. You're existing in a state of profound disorientation. By minute 75, if you've been trapped this long, you're in the final stages. Your body is not receiving enough oxygen to support consciousness. You're slipping into a state called hypoxic stupor. Your breathing has become irregular and weak. You might gasp occasionally, automatic reflex, but you're no longer consciously controlling your breathing. At minute 85, or perhaps a bit longer, your body makes a final attempt to preserve itself. Your respiratory drive weakens further. Your heart rate, which may have been racing for most of this ordeal, begins to slow. Your brain is experiencing profound hypoxia. The neurons responsible for your consciousness are beginning to fail. And then, somewhere between 90 minutes and 2 hours, depending on your size, your metabolism, your panic response, and the exact amount of air sealed in your coffin, you lose consciousness. Your brain, deprived of oxygen, stops signaling your lungs to breathe. Your heart continues for a few more minutes, but without respiratory drive, without conscious effort, your body simply stops. You don't die from the soil, you don't die from the weight, you don't die from the cold. You die from carbon dioxide poisoning disguised as oxygen deprivation and the panic response that ensures you run through your limited air supply in the first 30 minutes of your ordeal. This is why the greatest survivors in history weren't the strongest. They were the ones who understood something fundamental about being trapped. Panic is a choice. Hyperventilation is a choice. The moment you decide that your survival depends on your next breath, you've already lost. The survivors were those who could slow their breathing, who could accept the weight, who could transform their panic into stillness. The next time your body panics, when you're under pressure, when you're trapped by circumstance, when you're gasping for a solution, remember those 90 minutes underground. Your body isn't trying to kill you, your panic is. You're still 6 feet under, but now you know exactly what's coming for you, and it's not the dirt above your head.